Well, good morning, everybody. Dave in Kentucky here for another shave, another razor we're going to use, a little history on it, and some coffee as well from Bolivia. Today's razor is going to be the Gillette 7. I always say that. We immediately associate 7 o'clock with Gillette, but this is not the Gillette 7 o'clock. Okay, so this is when it was Autostrop owned it. Here's the case. It's in very rough shape. Dave's been lazy. He's not put it together yet. I need to get some bookbinding tape to get these things all together again. You have the lid that opens, 7 o'clock. This gives you a strop to use without removing the blade. And as you open it again, 7 o'clock, and the razor itself has a blade bank in there that says 7 o'clock on it as well. Alright, so let's set that case aside because it's getting tender. You can see the leather coming off of it. And here's the razor as it lays in there, and it folds down. And you can see on the insignia there, maybe not, 7 o'clock and a little dial clock in the middle of it there. Hopefully you can make that out. I know lighting's poor. Someday Dave will have a real big YouTube budget. And you have a locking mechanism here. Once you have it in place, then it won't open again. But if you unlock it, pull it up, flip these pins up, the blade would go in there. I have some original blades. Obviously we're not using that. This is a gem blade that has been despined. I think I might have nipped a corner or two on it so that it would go in there. You may not have to. This was the first one I put in. Then you pop these things that roll down and snap in place there. You close it. And you make sure that the blade is behind the stops, which that flipped it out. So let me get that. I guess I should show it's made in England there, and that's what where this was originated. Has patents in the U.S. around 190. Let me make sure I get this blade where it needs to be first. Priorities. Okay, I think we're good. Once it's flopped down there, lock it again, and we'll set that aside. I lost my place here, but yeah, the trademark was first used in England in 1913. I date this razor around 1914. The patents for it in the U.S. were in July and March of 1904, two different patents. And then there are British patents from 1911, 1912, 1913, 1914. And then we'll have pictures of it. Gillette 7 o'clock has a razor as well. And that's why it always throws me off. It came out around 1913. So the 7 o'clock from Autostrop, 1914, around the 1930s. You have the Gillette 7 o'clock, made in England. Also, so here's the pictures of them on weights. Compendium. See the one over here that I'm using, and this is the other one that you saw from the 30s. So we'll set that aside. We are going to use some Williams lather today. Using the cream, since I'd used the Gillette lather recently, thought I would use this. Comes in that tube there. We have our Semogue tomato Boar brush, Galahad, something or another, has been soaking. Put that mug up there, get a slurp of coffee. How y'all doing today? I'm gonna try to have this little slower pace. It's been a hectic month, very busy week. I'm wrapping things up today with a very long day and taking tomorrow off. All right, so let's wet my face. And get some lather on here. Put about that much on each side. It should give us more than enough. It's a cream, but it is a cream, I should say. As you can see, it looked a little gummy as you try to put it on. Shake the water out of the brush. My experience with this is like all Williams. Very good, very slick. Yes, Joelle, it's a Boar brush. So it's September. I had a shave the other day where it was September. Used an SE razor, a gem model, and a Boar brush. Combined 3 things into September. Getting into October, starting Saturday, will be open comb razors. And you know, I've decided on the forums I'm going to try to do these little things they do for the month. I want to support it, but I don't like it locking me in, because like I had got some DE razors in, and I just took a couple days off in September because I know I'm spending some time with this. I'm trying to make sure I get enough lather for the other 2 passes. I just wanted to use the other razors that came in. Let me get this, my hands dried. I want to put this cream away. The box and everything's getting pretty old. I'm sure this is at least 50s, if not earlier. And set it where it goes here. Alright, so here we go. The 7 o'clock razor. Yes, we are straight. It's a very smooth shaver and gives a nice shave. I have a couple spots here on my mouth. Pimples taken off. Another shave, and I expect they'll pop open again today. Maybe, maybe not. I was watching Ben's shave on the Soap Thing project. Good channel, especially for information about soaps. Goes through a lot of samples. And he was talking about how he very seldom gets a nick, but for some reason Let me pull these hairs off of this Semogue. Lost about 4. Anyway, he's talking about how he generally never gets a nick, but for some reason, whenever he does a video, he does. And I can relate to that. I think part of it's you're paying less attention because you're talking, and while you're shaving, you're trying to talk and think of what to say, what might be of interest to you. And so you're paying less attention due to that. You're maybe trying to move along for time factor because there's so much content out there, and I appreciate that, understand that. I thank you that you took some time, and you're here if you're viewing. So all that comes into play. You're not just sitting there totally focused on your shave. Like you are on days when you're not doing a video. Especially if you're Ben, who's trying to give detailed information about the soap. So he's focusing on the sand, how it's consistency of it, all the things so he can articulate that to you, and he's trying to shave. And that's the case for me too. It just you don't have your full attention on the shave itself when you're doing a video. So not a bad thing, it's just, it is what it is. And this Semogue Galahad is dropping hairs. But I like the brush. We're going to give it a chance. I know Fuzzy talks about, hey, I lose hair too. Not going to throw me out. But there are other options that do not lose hairs and have them in your face and in your lather when you're shaving. Dave just doesn't care for having his razor blade have to go through hairs that aren't his, left behind by the brush. For those that love boars and don't care about that shedding, I like boars, don't get me wrong. One of my favorites is my old one from when I was a kid. And bought that in 79 or 80. Does not shed a single hair. But for those that don't mind that, hey, that's great. Does that mean those that do mind it, like myself, are crazy? Maybe. You know, I like how someone explained things before, because I am not the type that it's all or nothing. Hey, my way or you're wrong type thing. When it comes to the way to do things. Your shave. Do what works for you. It's your shave. You're in your bathroom by yourself. Shave with blah 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 blah. Shave whatever way it works for you. If someone else does it another way, hey, they're not wrong. It's not right. It's not wrong. It's just different, right? So there you had the 7 o'clock by Autostrop company, Henry Geisman, who then was with Gillette. And as I showed you, the other razor from the 30s carried on that 7 o'clock. And of course, Gillette still carries on the 7 o'clock branding with their razor blades today. Here's my new jam from replacing my Humphreys Alcalada Maravilla 70 that's been discontinued. Used my last bottle. This stuff. Really have enjoyed this. And that's what's in the barber bottle now. A nice eucalyptus scent. It's really strong, comes on great, but then dies down quickly. You can use whatever scent you want. After that dries down. So what will we use? I don't know, let's go with some Aqua Velva, since we were using the Williams. Just seems like they go together, that or Skin Bracer, right? Okay, looks like those spots are there, but they've not been taken off severely like before, and they're not bleeding. So, great shave, neat razor. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing it, and we'll get to some others here. Next shave video, I guess, will be either Sunday or Monday. It's either Wednesday or Thursday, and then Sunday or Monday if I'm able to. So I appreciate you guys being here, watching, coming along for the shave. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the 7 o'clock in action. I've seen a couple others, one or two other people on forums that have them, and that's great. Some have them in better condition than mine, that's for sure. And it's silver plated, so I mean, I could clean it up again, but I'm gonna kind of let it do its thing. It gets washed when I use it and rinse it, right? All right. So Dave in Kentucky, be safe out there, be kind to one another, and we'll see you on the forum.